Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville, fiber internet, security solutions, and voice in southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Maller-Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. lawmg.com. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.
Coming up on Indiana Newsdesk. Work could begin early next year on moving the Bloomington Police and Fire Department headquarters into the Showers building. But some are concerned the project is moving too fast.
This is a very important project. It's going to have lasting impacts for many decades to come, and we want to make sure we're doing it right.
Digital coupons are changing the way consumers shop, but they have to be tech savvy to get the most out of the deals.
You're taking advantage of seniors. You're taking advantage of low-income people.
Lawmakers want to make stores offer digital deals to unplugged shoppers. And we talk with reporter George Hale about our new podcast on federal executions, Rush to Kill. We'll have these stories plus the latest news from across the state right now on Indiana Newsdesk. Welcome to Indiana Newsdesk. I'm Joe Wren. The city of Bloomington has presented a rough timeline on a project to relocate the police and fire departments into the former Showers Brother factory building downtown. As Lucas Gonzalez reports, it's the latest in a lengthy debate over the future of Bloomington's public safety operations.
Mayor John Hamilton wants to start construction on the project in early 2024. That's according to information shared at a meeting last month involving the mayor's office and members of city council. Hamilton plans to move police and fire headquarters, as well as police operations, into the western part of the building. The rest of the structure houses the city's administration offices and city council chambers. Deputy Mayor Larry Allen says the city hopes to put out construction bids by November, if all goes according to plan.
As always, time is of the essence with any kind of construction project. The costs never come down, it seems. At best, they stay the same, and most likely they just rise over time, which is what we've seen over and over again.
Planning and design costs won't be determined until bidding is completed. Allen says the project budget is $14.75 million, or about $260 per square foot. Some are pushing back against the mayor's plans, however, calling them ill-conceived, rushed, and potentially dangerous. The council narrowly approved the $8.75 million purchase of Showers West in January. Many council members were skeptical of the project beforehand. Council member Susan Sandberg says that's still where she stands, even after the last meeting.
This is a very important project. It's going to have lasting impacts for many decades to come, and we want to make sure we're doing it right. It just appeared to me things are being fast-tracked in a way and a not so transparent way.
Sandberg says she shares the concerns expressed by representatives of the local Fraternal Order of Police Union on topics including traffic patterns, the building's structural soundness, and the project's overall safety. Union President Paul Post has repeatedly raised those issues at previous meetings. He says the mayor's office is not listening to the union or including it in enough discussions.
The promise was, we're going to keep the officers involved. We're going to have a very transparent procedure and really get your feedback, and we just haven't seen that.
Post said he's been made aware of several draft designs since then, but added that they're often changed. The city must finalize a design before it can start collecting bids. Hamilton has pushed back against Post's comments, saying the city is working closely with police administration, union representatives, and other sworn officers.
Everybody doesn't get everything they want, but that process is going on. I think we're going to create a great new public safety headquarters with the police headquarters and fire.
The project was prompted by 2021 flash floods that damaged the police and fire headquarters.
So it just comes and goes depending on the rain.
The council had previously considered keeping the police department at its current station on East 3rd Street and expanding the building. Union representatives preferred that option, but the mayor's office has said it's not viable. Last week, the city announced it's selling the police station for $3.2 million. Hamilton says the proceeds will be used to help pay for the showers project. The station could become housing or commercial property, though some zoning restrictions limit what the property can be used for. Hamilton says the restrictions could be lifted. Post, while not supportive of selling the station, says the city should at least slow the showers project down.
It's time to slow things down maybe a little bit and go, okay, what's really going on here? What can we do? We want to make sure that this building is going to last for the city for a long time.
Council members say they want another meeting to discuss the project, but are not sure when that could happen. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Lucas Gonzalez.
There are more than a dozen tenants still in the Showers building, and the expiration dates of their leases vary. The city says it's negotiating mutual agreements to end the leases earlier. Well, we're joined now by Callie Lichter for headlines from around the state. Hi, Callie.
Hi, Joe. Against the backdrop of the war between Israel and Hamas, dueling rallies took place on the Indiana University campus this week. More than 1,000 people gathered Monday evening to support Israel at Dunn Meadow. A half a block away at Sample Gates, another rally in support of freeing Palestine drew more than 100 people. Both rallies were surrounded by police and monitored by a drone. Kirkwood and Indiana Avenues were eventually shut down, and the crowds dispersed shortly after. The Bloomington City Council has passed Mayor John Hamilton's $131 million 2024 city budget. Highlights include raises for city employees and elected officials, 5 new civilian police employees to respond to some 911 calls, and $20 million in one-time expenditures. Non-union employees will get a 5% raise and $500 one-time bonuses. Police and fire personnel will get raises depending on their rank next year. The city will also offer an additional $5,000 to new probationary officers. The $1.1 million Miller Showers Gateway project remains on hold after the Bloomington Board of Public Works failed for a third time to okay a lane and sidewalk closure for the project. The city has faced public outcry over a 40-foot monolith to be included in the project, and people have shown up at board meetings to protest.
There's so many people in the community that did not see this coming until this article is showing the picture of it in the paper, and that's wrong. Whatever happened here, I think, should be a lesson for us in the future so that it doesn't happen again.
Bloomington Mayor John Hamilton says the monolith is close to completion and was paid for as part of the bicentennial bond project approved by the city in 2018. It's unclear what will happen next. The board says the item could return for a vote at a later meeting. Beacon, a service and shelter provider for people experiencing homelessness in Monroe County, plans to move to the west side of town. But a new building on West 3rd Street won't happen for 2 or 3 years, as plans still need to be cleared by the city and for funding efforts to move forward. The proposed center would be 45,000 square feet and 2 stories tall. The lower level would hold day center services along with the overnight shelter. The second floor would be for offices, 20 living units, and 5 studio apartments.
The biggest thing we're trying to do is, one, we are expanding in housing, and that's something that I'm very excited about because we're really emphasizing solutions in our work.
Beacon will present its plan at the Board of Zoning Appeals next meeting, October 19th. Indiana University will invest at least $111 million in microelectronics and nanotechnology. NSWC Crane is partnering with IU. The funds will go to a wide variety of initiatives. IU will add more research facilities and faculty. There will be 3 more degree paths as well.
How do we build not just a new research capability, but a pipeline of expertise in microelectronics, building relationships with our community that are long-term and sustainable.
The Biden administration, state leaders, and private companies have invested billions into microelectronics, specifically semiconductors. Indiana is looking to become a hub for developing, researching, and manufacturing semiconductors. Stellantis, the parent company of Jeep and Chrysler, announced Wednesday it plans to build a second electronic vehicle battery plant in Kokomo. The first Kokomo battery plant is set to begin production by early 2025. The second is slated to open by 2027. In total, both plants are expected to employ about 2,800 people. The plants are part of a separate company formed by a partnership between Stellantis and Samsung SDI. Bloomington residents might have noticed the return of an odd taste in their tap water this past week, but according to city utilities and water experts, it isn't dangerous to your health. The culprits are the compounds jasmine and MIB, produced by bacteria and algae in Lake Monroe, the source of the city's water supply.
Those sort of exceptionally warm days that we had sort of extended the summer period into autumn. And in doing that, they sort of prolong the bacterial season, particularly for the cyanobacteria.
Director of Utilities for the city, Vic Kelson, says that fixing the problem entirely is too cost prohibitive for a problem faced for a short period each year. And Joe, he says because of climate change, he expects the odor-causing bacteria to keep popping up. I know that I've really noticed the change in taste in the water, and I don't know what to do, but you know, it's just life.
Well, hopefully that'll get resolved very quickly. Thank you, Callie.
Yeah.
Coming up next on Indiana Newsdesk. Digital coupons are becoming the norm, but shoppers without smartphones aren't able to take advantage of deals. And with Halloween around the corner, we visit with a woman who's been blowing glass pumpkins for more than 2 decades. These stories and more right here on Indiana Newsdesk.
This is the PBS app. It's ready for you whenever you want full episodes of your favorites, perhaps a little history, or the real story, shows with heart, or the latest news and docs. Even stream your local station live. It's all there waiting for you. So download the PBS app now for everything you love and a whole lot more to explore. Stream anytime, anywhere with the PBS app.
Welcome back to Indiana Newsdesk. Inside the federal penitentiary in Terre Haute, you'll find 42 men currently serving on America's death row. For nearly 2 decades, no federal executions were carried out, but that changed in the final year of the Trump administration when 13 people were killed in a 6-month period. Rush to Kill is a podcast 2 years in the making. WFIU's George Hale and NPR researchers interviewed dozens of people and pored over endless documents to bring you the story behind the resumption of executions, mistakes made along the way, and the future of the federal death penalty. Take a listen.
Under the direction of President Donald Trump's Attorney General, the U.S. government started setting execution dates for people on federal death row.
After last-minute delays and legal hand-wringing.
And then in July 2020, the Prison Bureau started killing people again.
The United States government held its first execution in 17 years this morning at the federal penitentiary in Terre Haute, Indiana.
And fast.
For the second time in 48 hours, the Supreme Court paved the way.
With 3 executions during the same week, the administration started executing faster than any in modern history.
The 8th, its 9th,
the 10th federal execution
carried out by the federal government.
As states like Texas and Florida canceled executions and shut down death chambers to prevent the spread of COVID-19, the feds cranked theirs up. By the time it was all over, the U.S. government had executed more people under a single presidential administration in a century.
We're joined now by podcast host George Hale, who witnessed several of the federal executions reporting for WFIU. George, thanks for being here. I know it's a long time in the making, this podcast. Why do it?
Why do it? Well, because these executions are the only executions that are carried out by the federal government. So whenever the U.S. wants to execute one of its own citizens, I think it's super important for us to be aware of that process and how it goes.
Yeah. Also, just being an hour or 2 from the Bloomington area as well, executions have stopped under the Biden administration, but he hasn't banned them like he campaigned.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What do you know about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. So Biden was the actual author of some of the laws that were used to prosecute people that were later executed at this. So he's got a real intimate involvement in the actual executions themselves. now he's against the death penalty, and so people expected him to perhaps pursue legislation to abolish it or commute the sentences of people on death row, but he hasn't followed through on either of those.
Mm-hmm. So the rash of executions included Lisa Montgomery, the first woman killed under the federal death penalty since 1953, and that was part of even a mini documentary that you were part of.
Yeah, highly unusual. I mean, there are not that many women on death row anywhere in America. That's mostly a young men issue. But her case is really unusual and really sad. You know, she was a severely mentally ill and a victim of domestic violence, and she committed a really serious crime. But there was a lot of hope from her family and other people that they might, just commute her sentence to life just based on her life experiences.
Yeah. So you and former WTIU reporter Adam Pinsker both contracted COVID during this as well.
Right. So yeah, the podcast focuses on the rush to execute people and the things that can go wrong when that happens. And the COVID outbreak in the prisons is part of that. Most death chambers shut down during COVID, but the federal government decided to keep theirs open.
So one episode has dropped already, and you can find that on the WFIU News website. Can you give us a little bit of rundown of what's coming up next?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So it's basically the results of our 2-year-long investigation into the federal death penalty. And so we're going to focus on botched executions, execution drugs, and methods that are prohibited elsewhere, but the federal government uses. Racist prosecutions, mental incompetency, all kinds of basically looking at the federal death penalty from every side.
All right, George, thanks so much for your time, and looking forward to this podcast coming up these next few weeks. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Digital coupons have changed the way we shop for the best deals. You need the internet or smartphone, though, in order to clip coupons and get the sale price. Grocery chains maintain this is giving customers more opportunities to save, but as Sarah Whitmire reports, others say the best deals are now only available to those who are tech savvy.
Ann Robbins loves a good bargain.
Before digital coupons, I always read the ads, and I would take a crayon and circle all of the ads that were lost leaders, where it's way under, like it's the best price I've ever seen it in my life.
From there, Robbins would make her list and head out to do her shopping.
I have a tiny envelope, and I already know what I want, and I only buy it if it's really good.
She says it's a lot more complicated to get those savings now.
It's impossible if you don't have a phone, and I've gone to the Geek Squad practically every day.
Kroger is where she gets a lot of her essentials. The corporate headquarters declined an interview, but said in a statement that shoppers don't need a smartphone to access the best deals. They just need to set up a Kroger account online and start clipping. Kroger gave Robbins instructions designed to help her get started.
They're showing us what the coupon looks like and how to clip it. But see, they think that everybody knows how to clip things. And you don't have to actually clip it once you've, you can do this way, or you can do it with one of these. But not everybody even knows that you take a photo of that. Right. And then that it automatically works.
I think for some people it's going to be easier than others.
That's Jason Tomsey, the regional director of AARP.
It kind of just reiterates the importance of, in this day and age, of having that kind of access with regards to high-speed internet. Not necessarily even, I would consider it having that high-speed internet access on the level of having a smartphone or things of that nature, because with regards to high-speed internet access, that just opens up a lot of doorways.
Data from a 2021 Pew survey shows about 40% of people 65 and older don't have a smartphone, and about a quarter of seniors don't use the internet. And that same Pew data shows low-income shoppers are left out too. About a quarter of households that make less than $30,000 a year don't have smartphones. Kroger is the largest grocery chain in the country, and it also owns Dillon's, Fred Meyer, Gerb's, King Soopers, and Ralph's. It announced what it considered a compromise this summer. Shoppers without a digital account can get the sale price, but they have to go to the customer service desk and ask for it. Robbins has tried that and says it doesn't always work.
Sometimes they have people there who can't do that. Sometimes they'll just pull out their phone and they'll purchase it, and I give them the money and they put it in the till.
So this is the ad for my local Kroger here in Bloomington. And you'll see a can of Progresso soup is on sale for 99 cents with the digital coupon. If you don't have the digital coupon, it's $2.19, so more than double the price.
If it's supposed to be marked on sale, it's on sale for everyone, not selective people.
That's State Representative Verlena Reynolds-Jackson, a Democrat from New Jersey. She co-sponsored legislation earlier this year that would have made New Jersey the first state in the nation to require retailers to have printed copies of digital coupons in stores. The legislation didn't advance, and Reynolds-Jackson says she'll bring it back up again next year.
You're taking advantage of seniors. You're taking advantage of low-income people and people who aren't technically savvy. And this is a problem for us. And I think we have to be able to come to some type of compromise.
But advocates want grocers to act before then. Edgar Dworsky is the founder of Consumer World. He and leaders of a half dozen other consumer groups recently penned a letter to the CEOs of the 12 largest grocery chains, asking them to make digital offers available to unplugged shoppers.
There are millions of them across the country that don't have internet access, that don't have smartphones, and particularly in times of inflation. Can you make some accommodation? Can you come up with an offline alternative for these folks?
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Sarah Whitmire.
Dworsky says none of the big chains have responded with a proposal. He expects more states to follow New Jersey's lead and introduce legislation. The Great Glass Pumpkin Patch returns this weekend for the 14th year. The proceeds this year will fund educational programs to provide reduced and free costs to the community. Isabel Hook has this story.
So I'm going to start by taking one of these glass blowing pipes. These are made out of steel, and I'm going to blow through it.
Abby Gitlitz is the founder of Bloomington Creative Glass Center. She has been creating pumpkins for 23 years. Gitlitz started the patch in Bloomington after moving back from Massachusetts.
2010, we had 198 pumpkins. This year, we're going to have over 1,400 pumpkins, probably. We don't have a final count yet.
48 people are involved in making the pumpkins this year, and 90 volunteers help run the patch.
Pull, 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 and wrap.
While Gitlitz enjoys making pumpkins, that's not the only reason why she continues the work.
I love the community. It is such fun to have all of the people together. Each pumpkin takes at least 2 and usually 3 people to make.
Since it takes more than one person to make a pumpkin, each person has a specific role.
So one person is gathering the glass and putting the color on it. One person is inflating the ball of the pumpkin and making the shape of the body. Another person is getting more glass, putting color on it, and making the stem.
Creating the pumpkins has some challenges, as the glass needs to stay at a hot temperature, otherwise it will not hold its shape.
When we're running this furnace behind me here, it's running at 2,000 degrees, and it stays at 2,000 degrees 24/7.
Any skill level can make pumpkins, as the center will teach you how to do it, but you have to be at least 13 years old. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Isabel Hook.
The patch will be at the Monroe County Courthouse lawn Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the Indiana football team is back in action this Saturday after last week's bye week. But things won't be easy for the Hoosiers, who will now have a new offensive coordinator, and they'll be facing second-ranked Michigan in front of a hostile crowd of 107,000 fans in Ann Arbor.
Without a doubt, our guys got to handle all this and continue to grow as a football team, grow as an offense, and keep building.
The Hoosiers are 2-3, while Michigan is 6-0. Indiana is a 33.5-point underdog for Saturday's game, which kicks off at noon on Fox. That's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.
I have always believed that people are at the heart of every story we tell.
Any story or interview that makes people who watch it say, you know, I hadn't thought of it in that way. That for me is gold.
I like to be able to leave the viewer with some sort of emotion, whether it's outrage, whether it's someone overcoming long odds, telling a big story through an individual story.
What makes the NewsHour different is that we have time to be thoughtful about the stories that we tell, the voices that we intend to elevate.
I know the role that good journalism plays in making all of us feel more connected to each other, in helping all of us understand each other a little bit better. I see this as a mission, and I see this as a service.
Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville, fiber internet, security solutions, and voice in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Maller Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. lawmg.com. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.